Hello, hello. So today I want to talk about why I feel like a hypocrite. So basically, I want to answer the question of why my characters are straight. Now, since I started this author journey in 2020, I can't believe it's already been this long, I have sort of branded myself as being an LGBTQIA+ author. I am part of the community. I write characters part of the community. The manuscript I've been querying for almost 2 years now is LGBTQIA+ themed. However, when I released my first book last year independently, The Flip Side of Sad, it was very obvious that the main character is straight. Now, I'm not really sure if that threw anyone. There is very subtle LGBTQIA+ representation in this book, but that wasn't the main purpose, that wasn't the main goal of this specific story, so it wasn't really a prominent piece of it. And it's also, like I said, made pretty clear that James is straight. He talks about having a girlfriend before, he alludes to finding his perfect girl, so it's never said that he's straight, it's never said that he isn't, but I'm telling you right now that he is straight. And his straightness continues in my new book, The Flip Side of Love, because, I mean, the title pretty much gives that away. James falls in love with a female. And I don't know, maybe it's just me. A part of me has just always felt like hypocritical, being like, I'm an LGBTQ+ author, but read about my straight characters. And I know that sounds ridiculous because anyone can write anything. You don't have to be LGBTQ and write LGBTQ characters. You don't have to be straight and write straight characters. Like, do what, like, in my opinion, characters are their own people. Like, I didn't make James straight. He is straight, and he told me he's straight. Just like the characters in the book I'm querying, they are LGBTQ, and they told me that. I did not make them that. But there's still a part of me that's like, oh, I feel bad. Like, I literally always say how I'm an LGBTQ author. I write LGBTQ characters and stories, and this is, you know, my manuscript that obviously no one can read yet because I'm querying it. It's LGBTQ, but in the meantime, read about these straight people. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with any of it. I'm just saying I personally almost feel like a hypocrite being like that, because it's like, I want to put representation out there. It's just the specific story that I decided to release is about a straight couple, and that's just who they are. And that's just what this specific story and these characters, that's what it is. And there's nothing I can do about it. Like I said, I really wanted to have some LGBTQ representation in Flipside, so I did, you know, sprinkle it in there. And it'll most likely, it's not really, honestly, there's no mention of anything LGBTQ in the next book, The Flip Side of Love. But Flipside 3, which is my current whip, there'll most likely be LGBTQ representation, just because that's who I am. That's what I like to do. That's who I am. That's literally who I am. But also, that's who I am as an author. I like to put all the representation. So there'll definitely be LGBTQ representation more prominent in Flipside 3. There's literally none in The Flip Side of Love, and I apologize. It's just, again, not where the story went. Because the stories, honestly, I don't know if I've talked about this before. Stories write themselves. And if you're a writer or an author watching this, you probably understand what I'm saying. They literally write themselves. Like, you might have an idea, but eventually it takes on a mind of its own, and you're just, you know, you're just making it all happen. You're not, it's almost like you're not creating it anymore. You're just putting it on the paper. That's how I feel anyway. That's what it's always been like for me. It was like that for me with Flipside, with the sequel, with the manuscript I'm querying. That's just what writing is to me. And I love my LGBTQIA+ characters so much. There are a lot of them. But again, they're all part of this, what I want to turn into a series. But I want that series. My goal is to have it be traditionally published. So that's why I'm querying it to literary agents currently. because that's my goal with that specific series. And that's basically where all of my LGBTQ characters lie. There are more of them. I can't say that's all of them. There are other characters and other whips that I have kind of floating around who are LGBTQ. And I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with those whips. They're not my main focus right now. My main focus is Flipside 3 and the manuscript I'm querying, which both have LGBTQ representation. I guess a part of me just feels bad that the first book I put out there for anyone to read, after branding myself as this LGBTQ author, is literally about a straight couple. Is that stupid? Is that ridiculous to feel weird about that? Like, it's not that I feel weird. Like, I love James in spirit, but I don't know. If you're an author or a writer watching this, tell me below, do you ever feel like put in a box as a writer or like branded a certain way and then you feel bad for going out of that box? Like, it could be anything. Like, even like you write a certain genre and then you write a whole new genre. Like, did you feel weird doing that? Because I don't feel weird genre-wise. Like, I kind of go all over the place with genres. I mean, I don't branch out too much. Honestly, the biggest branch I've ever extended was to Flipside for being fantasy magical realism, because that's not really something, that's not my like forte as a writer, but it just came naturally. But I don't know. I'm curious, if you're a writer or an author, tell me your thoughts on all this. And if you enjoyed, please make sure you subscribe and hit like if you liked. My new book, The Flip Side of Love, is out on March 29th, and it's available for pre-order right now at the links below. You can pre-order it on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. I super appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy the story as much as I enjoy it, and I will see you all next time. Cause you're only going up from here. Reppin' AJR.